Cool.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to part 2 of our first inaugural episode for City of Fog. So, we covered most of the characters and what they're all about in the first part, and now we're going to do debts. Debts, once again, debts are... Well, they're pretty self-explanatory. That means either you owe somebody or somebody owes you something. And in this game, they are a mechanical benefit. So when you have a debt on somebody, you can call that debt, and you can call it on NPCs or players. And there's actually moves that entail calling a debt on somebody, and if that person is actually going to go through with the debt and do what you ask, or they're going to try to refuse the debt and try to weasel out of the deal. So let's start with our friendly ghost, Carlos.
Asper. Sorry, I just had to...
Well, that's Casper's middle name. It just doesn't come up.
Carlos
Carlos.
Casper.
Yeah. D friendly ghost.
All
right.
right. So your first one is someone or someone's progenitor was involved in your death. They owe you a debt. So someone or someone like related to them was involved in your death. So who do you want to give that debt to about involving how you died?
I would think it's either one of those four guys,
Mm-hmm.
or it's one fifth guy that was kind of involved with the planning, and he knows and he's keeping it a secret
Okay.
for the others. Maybe he helped give them the idea or something, but
Sure,
he
yeah.
wasn't really on the team. I don't even know if I know it or not. We could go with it. I don't know if I could owe a debt or someone could owe me a debt if I didn't know him, though.
Right. Yeah. So you probably know. I guess. Yeah. So to have
And if I know him, why aren't I after him?
Right. Yeah. So I'm assuming so maybe one of the people in your crew, like, if you want to give it to one of them, maybe one of them does know that well, you said one of them is well, you said that for one of them that you were haunting someone and they know it. So I guess, let's see. You owe them a debt. So yeah, it could be one of the gang or somebody else, or it could even be one of the players as well. Yeah. Then if obviously if you want to think about that for a second, we can
Maybe.
Someone is watching out for a family member of yours. You owe them 2 debts.
Yeah, that's Anthony. Anthony Almos.
Anthony Almos. Okay.
Yeah, he's that guy, he's in the Chavos as well, but he's, watching the kids, watching the parents.
Got it. Yeah.
Making sure they're not where something's about to go down, or if the family getting hungry or something, he
Sure. Yeah.
funnels some funds or something. He's taken out in my absence.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then you are haunting someone and they know it. You owe them a debt.
Yeah, and that's I put that on Benny.
Benny? All right, Benny Estrada.
Benny Estrada. Mm-hmm.
1 debt.
Fuck you,
He's
Benny.
just one of the guys that
Mhm.
that I'm haunting.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, if you want to think about the first one a little bit more, we can let's go to Coda.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see. So my first one is someone helps you understand your dreams and visions. Since I've already established that Luis is kind of the character for that, I think I'm probably just going to assign that to him.
Okay.
I would give it to one of the other players, but I can't find a good way to connect that together because
Mm-hmm.
I've already got Luis there for that. So, and then the second one is you've had a dire prophecy about someone, but you don't know how to help them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want to go a little bit meta with this. Ben and I had talked about doing a scene where Father Landon visits Coda and having me give him a vision of something good that he might do that he wants to avoid. I think if we're gonna do that, I think we should probably do that as a flashback. And I want to kind of like probably owe him a debt. I think.
Okay.
I'm doing the second one where it's like you've had a dire prophecy about someone, but you don't know how to help them yet. I think the dire prophecy I had was for Father Landon about doing something incredibly good and against his character, but I don't know how to help him away from that.
Okay, cool.
And I want to give him a debt for that.
Got it. Okay. And
So instead of you doing something bad and me trying to avoid it, you doing something good and me not knowing how to help you away from that, because I can tell that's not who you are.
Yeah.
That's not what you want out of life.
Not anymore.
Yeah. And then the third one, I'll have to ask Mike about this. Would you be okay with Bailey having visited Coda before? Or going to Coda frequently as one of their customers?
That's in the actual chain, actually.
Because the third debt for the Oracle is you are helping someone realize their true potential through your visions, and I owe you a debt for that. So if you want to incorporate that, we can. Or I can just I could also give that to Landon if you're not interested.
I think maybe I think it was less of probably me like going to you for my own. Yeah, I think I probably tried to use you to like just help solve cases.
Okay.
So I was like going
Oh,
to
okay.
you,
Yeah, all right. That's also good.
trying to get like information, because I can't get everything, right?
Okay. So you weren't going for yourself. You were going for like case information. Are you still going? Is that like still a recurring thing you're doing?
I think it probably has lessened over the past little while, but I still go every once in a while. Definitely not as much as I did.
If I could,
Oh,
if
you've
I could,
only been in town for a little bit, haven't you?
basically just like a year. So like within the last year or so.
I think it's just starting then.
Okay.
I've just started picking up. I've realized that you exist and are like around.
If I could add another layer onto that, you mentioned before, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that Bailey's interested in like cases that she can't really be a part of, and she's interested in getting back up on top.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to add another layer to that, it could be that she is actively going to me for information about cases that she knows about and she's interested in, but she can't like directly get involved in because she's not a detective anymore.
Yeah, well, she's become like a defunct detective. She's not able to work on these cases, so
Right.
she's trying to do it on her own. So yeah, I think that works out well.
So when a cold case or something comes up that she's interested in, or like a murder homicide that she's interested comes up, she goes to me for that. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely have started going to you for that because I've heard rumor of this Oracle that has set up shop in town with the past year.
Okay.
Cool.
Must be debt.
All right. Yeah. So then, yeah. So Bailey, you would mark that on your that you owe a debt.
Right. And
yeah,
Fatherland and
I noted something that I want to change for because there's a debts section on the sheet that you can do, but it only works for blank owes me a debt. So I'll probably make a little change so you can do debts owed and debts that you have on people.
Right.
For right now,
I mean, you can still keep track of it.
Yeah, for right now, you can put them in the notes section for the ones that you owe on other people. If you,
There is a negative
that, of course.
in the number of debts, you can set it to a negative number. So, like, if somebody owes me a debt, if I owe somebody a debt, I could always put it as a negative number instead. Does that make sense?
If you want to.
I can, but
that's
like,
what I rolled with.
I mean, I can, but like, you guys already have track of that, so I'll just not bother.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you can do it whenever you want anyway, so it's not really like.
Yeah, basically, if you want to keep track of debts that you owe to other people, you can either do it like that, use like a negative number, or just put it in the note section right below that. Either way you want to.
Like, I'm just saying, I trust you. I know that, like, if you're like, hey, you owe me a debt for this, I'm going to be like, okay, yeah,
right,
I
yeah,
believe
of
that.
course.
I'm sure.
And what debt was it that you owed me or I owed you then, Nate?
I owe you because I know that you are going to do something really, really good, and I can't help you figure out a way to stop that yet.
Okay. And is it just the one debt?
Yeah, it's just the one.
I just saw that. I'm going to do something good. You have to stop me.
Yeah.
I don't know how to stop you.
How do you spell? Is it Coda? K-O-D-A?
It's C-O-D-A, yeah.
C-O-D-A. Okay. I just want to make sure I got it right. So I owe you a debt for helping me.
I will mark down, because there's no sheet for this, that I owe Luis 2. He doesn't have his own sheet, so
Right,
I'll just
yeah.
put that at the
And
bottom.
then I'm keeping track of the NPC ones as well.
Right, and that's all my debts.
Cool. All right, let's go to Bailey and cover your debts.
Before we do, I can go over the things that I picked for the Sanctum and spells and focus stuff. So for my Sanctum, I picked. It has a library of old tomes, an apothecary, magical wards, and magical booby traps.
Okay, cool.
So definitely in my like seclusion, like my fall from grace, I've retreated and I've like protected myself with what I can. So I've put up wards to like protect myself and booby traps to like keep people out. But one of the reasons I think I've done that is I chose downside of your Sanctum. Its location is known by many, and it always lacks a key piece or ingredient.
Okay.
So I'm never fully stocked. I don't always have exactly what I need.
Okay. So what is your Sanctum? Is it is it just part of your apartment, or is it somewhere else that you go to for that?
It's somewhere else.
Okay.
And it is I think it's like an I think it's like a hidden top floor of this old movie theater.
Oh, awesome.
Okay.
That's been around. It's been around in San Francisco for many years. It was in my the neighborhood I grew up in. And it was always something that I went to as a kid, like the movie theater itself.
Sure, yeah.
And so, actually, I'm gonna change. It always lacks a key piece or ingredient to. It's hard for me to access.
Okay.
Okay.
So do you not quite have full control over the booby traps?
I think it might. It's partially that, and it's also partially like, so it was like an old theater that was kind of run down, and it has seen better times.
Mm-hmm.
But now, with just the way that the city's going, new people have bought it up and are trying to renovate and get it to that prestigious glory. They're trying to get the whole nostalgic old 1930s 1940s cinema with really nice just all black and white and just this very stylistic approach. Being San Francisco, they're all about hipster bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So they're trying to get redo this place, and that's why it's hard for me to get into.
Yeah.
I used to have easy access to it because it was just old rundown piece of shit movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
And now someone new has bought it. It finally got foreclosed on, and the city finally sold the property, and someone's trying to renovate it as a piece of San Francisco history and keep it alive. And now I have to deal with them when I try to get back into it. So I don't think they can I don't know if they know or can get into the this hidden floor that's probably above the top floor. But they're definitely trying. I just have trouble getting into it myself now because they now own the place.
Mm-hmm.
So
Awesome.
they basically be above where rafters would be, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's above the rafters. It's probably right above some of the one of the projection booths.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool. All right, so we covered your Sanctum.
For my focus, I chose that I gain 1 additional hold when using channeling.
Mm-hmm.
I just want more spells. I don't care about doing more damage to people or protecting myself. I just want more spells. And then for my 3 spells, I chose tracking, memory wipe, and teleport.
Cool.
Sounds so cool.
Yeah, I'm super stoked about it. I'm gonna have a blast.
Awesome.
Is teleport just on you, or can you teleport other people?
I think it's just me. You spend
Got it.
1 hold to teleport yourself a short distance within a scene you're in.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And yeah, now we can go over my
Yeah.
debts.
So your
Okay,
debts.
covered
All right.
everything
So
else.
yeah, someone is helping you keep your demons at bay. You owe them a debt.
My old partner.
Okay. Cool.
His name is
Enrique Iglesias.
let me see. Dennis Wise.
Dennis Wise. Cool.
Yeah, I think he's helping me.
Awesome. All right. So one debt,
Put on my Dennis Wise.
and then back to the archetypes. All right. So the next one. Excuse me. Someone is your go-to when you get into trouble. You owe them 2 debts.
I think that I have a. Who do I owe 2 debts to? I think that I probably trying to figure out who it would be. Things get in trouble.
Yeah. So this could be. Yeah, it could really be taken any way. Like it could be like magic trouble. It could be job trouble.
Yeah, someone is your
personal
go-to when you
trouble,
get into
yeah,
trouble.
Yeah.
I have an old girlfriend
Okay.
who I
An X. Cool.
and she is yeah, okay. So I'm gonna she's she's like a city alderman.
Okay.
We were both like coming up at the same time. She did well and has continued that like rise.
Mm-hmm.
So I can go to her when I need help.
Cool.
But she yeah, she's like she's a city alderman, and I can go to her for help. It's not always the like she I don't know, I think things ended quickly with us, but there's still maybe something there.
Yeah.
And so I can always no matter what, she always helps me when I go
Okay.
to her. She might not always be super stoked about it, but she always does like help.
And then, do you have a name or do you need a name?
Let me just go to the veteran thing because I'm thinking that fits the most for her in my mind. So
I had a question. When you say girlfriend, do you mean girlfriend as in romantically, or as in just like girlfriend? I didn't know how a better way to phrase that.
I mean girlfriend as in romantically.
Okay.
Okay.
And her name is Kimmy, Kimi.
Cool.
And she, her name is Kimmy. Let me just look up something really quick.
Mhm.
Just want to find out last name for her that fits with what I'm feeling.
Okay. Sure.
Kimmy Kalani, Kalani. She's Hawaiian.
Cool. Alrighty. And I believe that is... Oh, no. Yeah, one
I
more.
think I have one more.
Yeah, you're helping someone keep a dangerous secret. They owe you a debt.
That person's name is.
Yeah, and remember, these can also be with player characters too. So like, if you want to chat that up too.
Who do I know that has a dangerous secret? Oracle, Spectre, Tainted. I feel like I think we'll get debts with them. I think this one is a little bit more. I know a kid. He's probably like 16.
Okay.
His name is. His name's Vic. And he is a that makes sense. He's part of the Night faction because he is he's a wolf.
Cool.
And I know that I'm keeping a secret because when he shifted for the first time, he killed a vampire.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so I found him afterwards. I found that, and I think I'm keeping that. I'm trying to protect him.
Got it.
From that faction.
Awesome.
Like probably some vampire fucking cult that's like partially running the city.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. All right. So now we come to Father Landon. We can fill out yours.
Oi, oi.
All right. So
Yep.
you're protecting someone from a dark power. They owe you 2 debts.
Yeah. This is interesting because, like, in terms of protecting people, there's only one person that I sort of protect or die for. In terms of like outside of other players,
Mm-hmm.
And that person is Sister Bethany. But I kind of, from a meta point of view, I don't want to lean too much on that. Because I feel like I don't want that to be the only story arc.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like the development space for my character.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there someone else that like you're not quite close to, but like you just like there's something about them that like dark stuff kind of just starts to follow, and you just kind of like maybe protected them like once or twice like over the years or something? Or
I think over the past 3 years. During my it's quite an interesting one. There's a street performer that I know. You know, one of the guys that sits there pretending to levitate, that sit on a plate and stuff like that. That stays still all day. Yeah. He's an Indian man that's come over to try and make a living. Not saying that everybody's stereotypically Indian that does that, but saying he's an Indian guy who comes over trying to work as a street performer almost, who I sort of see every now and then, and I preach, like what 20 meters away from him. Sorry, what's his name, Tux? I'll let you make a name up.
Is Faraji?
God.
No, I like that.
Yep.
It's a good name.
But I only know him as Faraji.
Yeah. And so
because
yeah,
you can give him a surname, but I don't.
They owe you
like,
2 debts.
Yeah, so there's sort of, it's a case of like he'll be street performing and whatever, and then as he's packing up at night, all of a sudden this dark power comes or whatever, and I'm packing up my stuff. I see it one day.
Everyone
I
knows
go
demons hate street performers. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, that's completely it. That's why a tainted is helping him, obviously. But you know, that's sort of like, I know he's not a good guy real deep down. There's something twisted in his mind. Maybe this is a cover up for something else. I don't know. This might be something for you to explore, Tux.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I help cover his back basically.
Awesome.
When things are going shit up.
Yeah. All right. So
yeah.
Yeah. For the next one, someone is trying to save you and keep suffering for it. You owe them 2 debts.
Yeah, this is another interesting one because from a character's point of view, I'm trying to think who would want to save me. I just saw that little raised hand. Like I think that might be right, like true. Like Bailey would probably try to save somebody. I don't know which. I don't. It's a case of how we would know each other because obviously I've moved here for 8 years. I don't know. Is she a religious girl or was she a religious girl at some point? Like,
oh, I think you're muted.
you're
Marbles.
muted.
You're muted.
I'm muted. Sorry. Yeah, she definitely was. She.
Cool.
Yeah, I think she was raised like. Yeah, raised like Catholic or Baptist or something like.
Yeah, definitely. So
she was definitely raised with religion, and that's probably fallen from grace for her a little bit. But she,
just like I have almost.
Yeah.
Like I've done the same sort of thing. We've both declined.
she still tries to like keep some of that up. So maybe that's that connection. I keep trying to save you from yourself. I've seen you fall there deeper into darkness, and I'm the person that's trying to like pull you back out.
Yeah,
awesome.
And like maybe you're one of the people that also like Bethany does try to keep that good spark in me going like slightly, which is just it's like you're my worst enemy but my best friend at the same time. It's a weird sort of connection going on there, but that's pretty cool. I like that.
Cool.
So it's
All right, yeah. So
Bailey
yeah, Father
Rook,
owes Bailey 2 debts for that.
2 debts, and then the last one.
Yeah, you have a demon. So this is the whole reason you're tainted. You have a demon patron who holds the contract for your soul.
Yeah.
You owe them 3 debts.
Yeah, that's a big. That's a big set of debts.
Let's talk about the demon.
Yeah. Like, I just imagine him as being, not even having a gender, just like completely gender neutral in the sense that it's basically a Minotaur with wings. I don't know if you guys have. Have you guys seen or played Warhammer 40k at all? Like whether it's
yes.
or whatever.
Yes.
You know a bloodthirster.
Oh yes.
I just imagine a bloodthirster like as the demon.
Oh yeah, that's wonderful.
Like Scarbrand or something. That's just like
so good.
Literally just like bitch. I can produce fire if I want to, or like a cross between a Balrog and a bloodletter.
Bloodthirster?
Shit. Bloodthirster, that's the one. So a cross between those two.
Awesome. Do they have? Is that their only form?
They will have several forms, but that's the only form I've seen them in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
In terms of my character, there's several forms. They do have a human form as well.
Yeah.
They will have a human form. I don't know whether you want me to come up with that or whether you want to have that.
If you've only seen them in the weird Minotaur form, then maybe
I should imagine they've got different forms and things like that because I'll be able to feel their presence every now and then when walking through a crowd or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, my soul, that sort of thing.
Hey man, what's up? Can I get you a churro?
Yeah.
Can I get your autograph? What am I signing?
Do you have a cool demon name for them?
Sign it in blood.
I mean, you come up with Faraji, and I quite like that. So you can run with one that you've got if you want.
Yeah, cool.
Because it might fit into because you might be able to use it for later characters and things like that as well. Like, if somebody else comes in and makes a character and be like, "Yeah, I worship a demon god," and it's like, "Oh, it's that one." Oh shit.
There might be a 40k coordinate name generator somewhere if you're looking for something that fits the character.
Probably is.
Yep, Warhammer 40k. And I don't know these. How about is Dark Elder or Necron?
You are looking for demon prince or daemons.
This is all they have.
Oh, then come up with your own then, I guess. That's a shame.
We just call it like
something IL or something.
Yeah.
Well, it's a typical naming scheme.
Yeah. Actually, I kind of like these ones. So, yeah, all right. Your demon's name is Hetemka.
Oh, okay.
Hetemka.
Hetemka. Nice. And I owed 3 debts. Oh, for God's sake. It's going to cripple me. But when I clear those debts, do I get my soul back?
Yeah, technically. That's part of the end move. It's basically cashing them in and being like, yeah, I get to come back now.
Just like, yeah, I'm a good priest.
I only killed 3 people this month. I've done better. I've improved.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. And then I think Priz, we had the one that you were still kind of thinking about. Did you come up with an ID for that one?
I was stuck trying to figure out a way for you to help tie it into the group dynamic. And it very well could have been the cop that shot me.
Did Bailey kill you?
If that feels right, I'm fine with that.
I was trying to figure
snap.
out what could have happened that really led to this, and what really happened is it was a close getaway, and but they had this kind of plan. They had what's that sticky stuff, like a mouse trap, like wrapped up on the handle of this gun that they'd taken the freaking magazine out of, and just kind of stuck it on him and sprayed him with pepper spray and took off. And so he's all fumbling around when the cop walks around the corner, and he gets shot, and it's not till later that they realize that the gun was empty. He wasn't really it wasn't really an aggressive thing. It was something of a misunderstanding. Maybe they were going to shoot him anyway. I don't know. But so maybe that cop owes him a debt. Maybe he's like, feels a little something over that.
Yeah, I guess so. Was it Bailey or someone like that Bailey knows? Or what was it you or was it your old partner?
I don't. So I think it's my old partner Dennis.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's my old partner Dennis. He made the mistake.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So then,
Dennis Wise. Dennis
The juicy
Wise.
storylines.
That's wise.
One there.
Can this be more than a one shot?
Yeah.
Well,
If you guys
sign
come
up for
back,
another
we can
week.
totally yeah.
Sign up for another week, and these characters come back. So.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just.
I think it's Dennis Wise, and it's after we were partners. Obviously, because you've died recently, right?
Yeah.
Not too long ago. So, it was after we were partners. But it's him.
Cool. Alrighty. So we have debts. We have our characters. And I think we are officially actually really ready to start playing.
Do I need to?
Roll some dice.
I did moves. I didn't tell you what my moves were, but you can see them there.
Oh yeah, sure.
I don't
If you want to
there was
cover them.
anything else in there.
Yeah, you chose Link and then one other one, right?
Two other ones, I think. I get Manifest.
Yeah, you get Manifest and then two more. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one was Wall. What Wall? In which he can just escape the situation.
Yeah. You always have an opening
and
to
he
escape.
takes someone with him.
Did you? I'm sorry. Did you make a Hispanic guy that walks through walls?
I did.
Yes. Donald Trump hates you. He absolutely hates you.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but-
cry.
I love it.
Wow.
And
We bring him to the next GOP debate. Oh shit! I don't have an answer for this.
Well, what happens when they can walk through walls, Mr. Trump?
Maybe they'll get. I don't know.
Great. Sorry.
Awesome.
Continue.
for gear stuff, I just had him, a hoodie, fatigue pants, mask, glove, boots,
Yeah,
and he's got a semi-automatic pistol.
Cool.
That it's a ghost. I guess it shoots ghost bullets. I don't know.
Yeah.
or
Yeah, you have spiritual
maybe
gun.
it's just the freaking magazine that's stuck to the thing.
Cool.
And I don't know what the improvement stuff is. I assume that's for
that's
later.
when you
so I'll have to-
when you kind of advance, or I guess like this game's version of getting experience and leveling up. You can
Okay.
you can click the little checkbox that'll hide them, and then once you advance, you can open it back up and pick one.
Cool.
Yeah, but once you once again, that's when you once you mark all of the factions is when you get to choose an improvement, and you do that by doing the faction moves, which is if you look in the same section where your character sheets are, there's a basic moves sheet, and that tells you all of the basic moves. So you have what you can basically your moves are all the stuff that you chose for your character, and then you always have access to these basic moves on this sheet. So
Okay.
all there's the basic moves on the left, which are kind of like simple stuff like attacking, escape. There's unleash, escape, persuade, an NPC, figure someone out, and then mislead, distract, or trick. There's keep your cool, there's let it out, and then lend a hand or get in the way. And they're all pretty self-explanatory about like what would trigger them. Like so, like obviously they're pretty much all like when you try to escape a situation or when you try to persuade an NPC through certain means. Those are all like just pretty basic stuff that you can just do as a person, and then we roll and figure out how that works. And then the faction moves are when you like personally deal with a faction. So there's hit the streets, and that's like when you go out searching for something. And so that's when you go out just like we come up with like someone or decide who you're going to see, and roll with their faction. And then put a face to a name. So if you like hear about somebody or there's like a new character that someone that you're trying to think about, you roll with their faction and we kind of piece together what they're all about. Investigating a place of power. So if you find like another wizard sanctum or like a werewolf lair or something like that, that's a move that goes along with that. And so to advance, when you make a faction move, when you trigger an intimacy move, when you cash in a debt or honor a debt. So each of those three things, and I'll remind you as we kind of go along too. Whenever any of those happens, you mark the faction involved. So like, if someone from Knight owes you a debt and you go cash it in, you check Knight, and that means Knight is marked for you. And so you need to do that with mortality, power, and wild, and then you get to advance, and you uncheck all of them, and we keep going from there. But yeah, so I've been talking a lot about moves. There's and there's like a little more. There's the basic move sheet, and then there's another sheet that kind of has a few more like peripheral stuff. Like it explains what the advanced moves means, some stuff about harm and healing, and then some stuff about sanctums. And so if you want to look at that, how the sanctums work, that's what that will do for you, Bailey. But yeah, I think we should just get a scene going and actually get into it. So,
Awesome.
I think, Father Landon, you and Coda had a thing that you wanted to kind of delve into a little bit about you were doing something good, but you don't exactly know what that is, or you don't want to do it.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Coda, could you explain your shop again to kind of?
It's not. I'm literally just operating out of my apartment, and I have like part of the living area cordoned off behind like a thick velvety red curtain,
okay.
and I just have a little table set up there with the scrying bowl.
Cool. Yeah.
That's it. It's a very low rent operation. I have a little sign out front that has a palm with an eye on it because I've seen that symbol used. I don't actually know what it means. I don't have any basis in like the fake cold reading bullshit. What's the word I'm looking for? Fortune telling?
Yeah.
Like, all of my stuff is just what I know to do, so all of the fake stuff, I have absolutely no idea what it means. I'm not classically trained in anything, so I kind of just am like, well, other shops have this. I guess I should put it there.
Awesome.
So Landon would have been like a frequent customer. So what time of day do you think you'd like stop by?
I'd probably do it after my shift. I say shift after
After you steal stuff from donation plates.
literally on a Saturday morning. I'd been doing a Saturday service or whatever it was this particular day. I will have. It's probably about finishes at like 1-ish.
Okay.
So I'd get across town to you for about 2:00 after packing up and stuff like that, and I'd sort of open the door and like. I wouldn't care if you had a client in or whatever at that point because I've come to you for like a couple of weeks now.
They're regular. I'll shove them out the door anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's basically so. I just sort of walk through the door and I'm like, right, come on then. What is it now?
So I'm already kind of like sat at the table and I'm like, yes, child, come in. I can see you are clearly distressed about something.
Yeah,
What-
so there's
what troubles you?
there's someone sitting there, and it's like a kind of larger guy with like a weird, like a really bushy mustache, but like no other facial hair, and and he like
Named
looks back to the
Wilfred.
door and then looks back to Coda, and is like, "Whoa, no, I'm the customer right now."
And I kind of just like and I reach out a long hand, and you can see that I've got this like really ornate purple and gold kind of like shawl thing going on that stretches like down to my hands and it covers my hands. And I kind of like gesture at him. I'm like, I'll deal with you in an hour or two. Just go deal with what was her name, Jenny? Jessamine, right? That's your usual street girl. Yeah, just go deal with her for an hour or two. I'll see this man very quickly, and then I'll get back to you. I promise we will have our session as usual.
Arrgh. And he just like scoots out of the chair and like walks back. He does like the like shoulder bump against Father Landon. Like, oh, watch it, and then he just leaves. Like he's like just walks out pissed off.
Asshole.
I just sat there staring across at Coda and just slammed the door behind me with my right hand and waltz up, pull the chair out, sit down. I'm just like, right, what is it now? I can feel something's going to happen. You have to tell me.
I think like as you're doing this, I'm kind of like snickering as he's walking out the door, and like under my breath, I mutter, "He's like, oh, that syphilis isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Oh God, this man." And then as you sit down, I kind of just like I reach down beside me. I dump out like the bowl to like refill it with a new thing of water, and I just fucking dump it out into a little bucket off to the side. And I pick up a little pitcher, pour out a new thing of water, and I'm like, give me something of yours, a hair, a fingernail, something you've touched.
And I literally just pull one of my jet black hairs, and you can see it's quite a thick hair, and I sort of just drop it in the bowl and go, I'm going to get male pattern baldness if we keep going like this.
And I kind of just like I wave my arms like no it's fine. I've seen your future. You go on to have a very great head of hair. For how long you'll keep it anyway. And then I kind of like dip a finger in and I swirl the water around for a second.
Mm-hmm.
As you're doing that, I'm just sort of watching your finger as usual, almost in a trance for a second, because it's just like, what? But yeah.
And I think like.
So, I think we should do your foretellings, so we can actually.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do that. So,
yeah, so then
before we get any further.
Yeah. So.
All right. So I am going to do my foretelling roll, which is a roll with spirit.
Yes.
So let's see what goes on. Oh my God, 13. Oh,
Nice.
fucking fantastic.
Okay. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yep. So you hold 2.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
During
And
the
so
session,
then, now
you
during this, yeah. So you can spend the hold to declare that something. It says something terrible, but like it kind of like. Basically, these are your visions. Like you spend the hold to declare something is going to happen.
Well, these are during the session, so I have no idea what's going to go on right now. So I'm just going to keep these because like no immediate drama is going down. So if something comes up, I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are in my presence and I tell you all about this, you take +1 forward to like all your rolls while we're doing the scene.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so that's done. I have 2 for that, so I can do that during 2 scenes if it needs it. Cool. Thank you, Adam. So I think we peer into the water. Is Sister Bethany like? Would you call her like a good girl gone bad, or has she always been like terrible?
No,
Or is
she's
she
a good
just
girl
supposed to
gone
be-
bad. She's
Okay.
a good girl gone bad.
Oh, I think we see a scene of in the water. I think we see a scene of Bethany being seduced by a much more darker tainted than you sometime in the distant future. And he's got this really flouncy black trench coat and this really obvious like dark like fedora big poofy hat that he's got going on, and he like walks with this golden cane that has a snake head on top of it. And we see him like approaching her, and he has this like very obviously, like, you and I can tell it's very faux, but she seems kind of enamored with this like French accent, and he's like, "Bonjour, mademoiselle. May I take you on a little date sometime later?" and she just kind of like swoons at the immediate mention of it. And at like kind of the end of the vision, we just see these like we see like kind of a glimpse of this guy's demonic form kind of like leeching out the back of his jacket. We see like dark tendrils and like claw shapes and insectoid weird like pincer things, and then the vision kind of just dissipates. And I look to you and I'm like, is that like your partner in crime or something? I don't know how to take this.
You sort of see a small flicker of like pure human emotion, like almost like I wasn't tainted at all, like upset and anger. And he just sort of stares. Father Landon would stare at the bowl after looking up, and then look straight back down and be like, "Do it again," and takes out another hair and puts it in the bowl.
And I kind of just like I motion you away, and I'm like, it doesn't work like that. I can only do it so many times in a specific day for so many people. And then I lean forward and I'm like, I just tell the regulars that, but I'm setting a good precedent here, so don't fuck it up for me. And then I kind of lean back.
I think you hear like a on the door.
I think I turn and I'm like, I don't really address it, and I just like turn back to you and I'm like, let's hurry this up. What else did you need to know?
When is this gonna happen?
I think I look like just for like a second back down into the water, and I lean back and I'm like, I can only see the visions. I cannot tell you when they will happen.
Right, and I sort of stand up and I'm just like, I throw I literally throw like a $10 bill on the table, and I'm just sort of like,
It's all crumpled and dirty.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I'll pay you the rest next week.
I think right as you say that, I kind of like reach a hand up and I'm like, wait a minute, I have something specific I need from you.
I sort of sit down and I'm like, all right, but just make it quick. Really edgy.
Yeah, and I'm like, and then I turn to the door. I turn to the door and I'm like, would you just go buy your crab cream or something? In the meantime, I'll tell you about your future with the hooker in a minute. And I turn back and I'm like, I need you to get me a gun, and a specific kind of gun, and an unregistered gun, one that, or one that just happens to be in someone else's name, just one that cannot be tied to me, you know.
I pull a little napkin out and I'm just like, what? Why? And why should I do it for you?
I sit back in my chair and I'm just like, well, it could be that I could maybe peer back into the water at some other point and perhaps correctly guess the time when this event will happen.
Seeing that you're toying with me a little bit, I'm just sort of like, unregistered and a gun, and that's all you want from me.
And the bullets for the gun, of course.
Well, that goes without saying. When do you need it?
And I kind of like pretend to look at a watch, even though my entire arm's like covered in fabric, and I'm like, within the week sometime, you can just stop by and drop it in the mail slot or something. I'm not too picky about times.
Right, and I just sort of stand up and I just sort of like go to the door and I'm about to turn the handle, turn around and go, thank you. And I open the door and I'm just like, oh yeah, I open the door. I'm ready to leave.
All right, yeah. Standing outside is that same man, and he just like his like face is all red, and he's just like, "You done yet?"
Just like, do you always talk to a priest like that? And sort of barge past him a little bit, pushing him out of the way.
The same way he did you.
Yeah, exactly.
Some
but with a
priest.
bit more force.
All right, he comes in and he sits right back down and like, so I need to know. Is my wife gonna find out about Jessamine?
Can we just cut the scene right there?
Yeah, totally.
On
yeah.
that line? Okay. I kind of want to just cut right there.
And scene.
Cool.
That's gorgeous.
I have a Carlos. When did you die again?
Sometime somewhat recently, within the past 6 months or so.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure of that.
He's been following these guys, but he isn't like had time to run them all down and stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So that scene was kind of like at the time.
This was a
timeline of-
flashback. This was probably
Yeah, kind of like a
few weeks ago or
flashback.
so. I have the gun by this point.
Okay. Yeah.
This was just to establish that,
Yeah. Cool.
and the debt still stands.
Right. Okay. So
yeah, I will have gone and found some kind of gang person or something with a gun trying to rob somebody, and this would be my good act. But then I realized, I need a gun, and I would have taken the gun and the bullets and then brown envelope deposited it through the door.
Sure.
That's
Yeah, and we
zero.
can kind of let that since Coda already has the gun, we can kind of let that go. So all right. So Carlos, we're outside. You said it's like a kind of like a mechanic shop garage kind of thing, is where like your crew kind of hangs out and meets.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, a little oil change, tire rotation.
Yeah. It's like a front basically. Like they still do they do car stuff, but like you take your car there
It's
and
a
then you
shop
go
show.
meet in the office about the next thing, and then you take your car back, and yeah. Yeah, so you see like everybody's there. Frank, Benny, and
Probably
Jorge.
a chop shop. I said at night it's probably a chop shop.
Oh, definitely. It's definitely a chop shop. Yeah, so you see the crew there, and then like there's like other workers there and everything too, and like there's some customers. It's probably in like it's not like a bad part of town. Like as long as you go there with a few friends and like you're like it's like in the daytime. It's not like a terrible part of town, but like it's not a part of town you want to like walk around at night alone kind of thing. Like, so you're there with. So where are you at watching the crew?
Sitting out over the bathroom area or whatever, watching, looking down over the card table stuff that they've got set up and where they're doing their talk.
So you're right in the business.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I'm being a ghost. I think I'm pretty much invisible. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just like,
Part of the ghost
Yeah.
is you only appear to people when you choose to appear to people.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's not keeping his distance or nothing.
Cool,
He can
yeah.
be right there and just watch
Okay.
him be right.
Yeah, and just like when you manifest, you can appear and be heard by people. But if you don't choose to, then you're just basically invisible, intangible ghost. All right, yeah. So you're kind of like you're just like hanging out. They're like their business might be a little slow, so they're like sitting around the card table. Like there's a card game going, but they're just like talking about stuff. Like they're talking about like the party they went to last night. Frank's I think like Frank is like a little bit older than the other two. He's kind of like the head of the crew. And so he's like he's bragging about the three-way he had last night. And Benny and Jorge are just doing like oh yeah, I bet that was awesome. Totally. And everybody knows Frank didn't actually have a three-way last night.
Of course.
But yeah, Frank's just going
Frank
on
is
and on
that-
about how like the girl's description changes like every time he says something like at first it was like two girls he met at a coffee shop or something, and then later on he met them like they went to a sorority. They go to a sorority at UCSF, and just like it's just clearly it's not true, but he's the leader, so they're just like, oh yeah, but you're the man, boss, you're the man, and it's just like going on and on like that, and then there's a knock on the door, and Benny like scoots out from his chair to get up and answer it. And when the door opens, we see a young kid, like in his teens, and he's also Hispanic, maybe like a different like a different origin than them. Like they might be like maybe they're Mexican. He's like Puerto Rican or something. Like the skin's like a little different shade of brown.
Sure.
El Salvador or something.
Yeah, something like that. Just like a different area, a different area of the Latino. They're all kind of wearing like the kind of casual gang attire, like t-shirts, like low hanging jeans. It's like probably at least two bandanas amongst the three of them. like stuff like that. Very typical like gang attire. He's similar dressed. He's like maybe a little better. Maybe he's like a button-up shirt that's not fully buttoned or like at the bottom. Like his jeans, like he's got like a little bit nicer jeans.
Half
Like
tucked in.
yeah, like and he looks up at them, and Benny grins and looks back at Frank, and he like nods at the kid and like, yeah, this is the new guy. He my cousin. He's the son of my cousin and wants in. And Frank like kind of like looks the kid up and down, like does a little wave, and they both Benny lets him in, and then shuts the door. And he's just the kid's just standing there like a little like he looks a little nervous, like it's like that you can tell he's nervous, but he's trying to like put up like, no, I'm tough, yeah. I'm here.
Yeah, he's fronting.
Yeah, he's fronting, and like, all right, what's your name, kid? And Vic. And all right, why should I let you in my gang? Like, killed someone before. Really? And he kind of like, oh, I'm sure he did. Like gives like a look to the other two. And he reaches back and he pulls out a gun and like sets it on the table and like kind of spins it so like the handle's pointing at Vic. And can you kill again? And Vic like looks at the gun and then like it pauses for a moment and then just like, yeah, totally. Like, all right, take that. And then,
yeah, I really just want to mess up Benny's little rep thing he's got going on and tie up Vic's shoelaces so that he's about to fall on his face.
So all right, yeah, so if you want to manipulate that, you're yep, okay, yeah. So you can choose you can just choose if you yeah, so when you manifest, you choose two of the options, and if you want to choose only one or all three, you mark corruption.
Okay.
So you can choose, you can be heard, you can be seen, you can touch and be touched by the physical world. So like you could choose just to be able to touch things, but you would mark corruption for like digging into your powers and like manipulating them in a different way than they're used than it's how it actually works.
But I could two without a problem.
Yeah.
So I would be audible. Okay. And just sneak under there and tie a little tie in there and and probably to Benny's too, just because family. He's gonna get up to help him or something, and I'll
cool.
Take it, Benny. Yeah, I don't see anything there to tear down upon him right now. I'm just poking at him.
Yeah, you're just doing your usual like messing with him or whatever. Yeah, so the conversation kind of goes on a little bit as you like duck down and tie him together, and then get back up and to watch your handiwork, and then like Frank, like, all right, kid, you're gonna kill this guy, and then you'll be a part of the gang. And Vic like, yeah, totally. I'll kill him tonight. Like, oh, okay.
I'll kill him so hard he'll be dead.
All right then, go on then. And he yeah, totally. And he like turns and just falls face first onto the ground. And then the three of them just bust up laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Benny scoots back a little, like pushes on the table, like, here, I'll help you get out since that's apparently too hard for you. And then Benny like falls back, like backwards, and hits his head on the side of it, onto the wall. And then the other two just start like roaring and even like more laughter.
And it's just I'll have to look for more moments to pull some harm on him, but but it's something to just smear his name and have the rest of the gang laughing at these these three guys that have just ruined everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they fall on Frank and Jorge are just like they're just busting up laughing at the two of them, and Vic's face is like totally red, and he's like just trying to quickly like get his shoes tied back right, and then he like kind of like just like gets up onto his feet and just like runs out the door, but he still has the gun like tucked into his pants, and
off to chips.
yeah, and then Benny like angrily stands up, and like Jorge is like, man, why don't you like did you forget to tie your shoes or something? Like, shut up, asshole. And he sits back down, like picks up his hand of cards, and is just like, I raise, and just like he's just trying to like just completely shove off everything about that just happened.
Certainly.
So like I was saying, that threesome
Yeah, like I was saying, these
just
girls
goes
were
back
like
into it.
18, 19, and it was like
20, 21.
It was just, yeah, it's good. And I think the scene fades out there with you just like shaking your head at this just complete tool of a person.
And just knocking them down peg by peg. Yep.
Cool.
I'll tell my mom on you.
All right. So
That's great.
I think next we go to the police station, and we're probably like the second, third floor or something, like parking or something like that. Like we're just like some like other like, or I guess what department do you think you got put into to work on all this paperwork?
I think I'm just gonna straight steal this from yeah. So he's pawn division. So essentially, there's a division of the police department where what they do is they have to liaison with all the pawn shops. So if a pawn shop gets something in, the police take record of the item, write it down on an index card, file paperwork, and put it in a bunch of like files. So if someone comes to them and says, "I had this stolen," they can go look at that and see if someone pawned it.
Oh,
And that's
So
his
it's
job.
super
That's been his
tedious
job.
and just so annoying.
Super tedious,
Oh
super
my
boring.
God.
He's been doing that for like, or she's been doing that for like probably 10 years now. It's the worst.
I think yeah. So like you're off in the back. I think it's like it's probably like afternoon or something, maybe like 12:30. Everyone else on the like kind of like in the division is off to lunch, but you were told that this was really important and it has to get done as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think you just have there's like a stack of note cards or like the little whatever the cards that you're filling out. It's like a huge thing like of like old video games or something, but like every single game you have to like Crash Bandicoot 2, Crash Bandicoot 3, Crash Bandicoot Racing. Just like a like stack of like old like PlayStation or like GameCube games and stuff. And so you're just filling out all these stupid cards.
Sure.
And so then you hear behind you that paperwork's pretty important, huh? And then if you like kind of like look back, it's Kimmy.
Sure. Yeah. So I kind of like look back around my shoulder and I see it's her, and I'm just like, ugh, you're telling me it's freaking piece of shit work, but I guess that's what I get. What do you want, Kimmy?
Is that always what it is between us? What I want, what you want? Nothing. I can't just stop by and say hi.
I mean, sure you can. It's not how it happens most of the time. I mean,
Yeah.
Think about it. Last time I saw you, I came to you, and I needed to know what was up with the, shit, what's their name? I need to know with the Johnson case. You work in that district. You'd heard what happened. It hasn't. It's kind of gone that way for a little while now. So
It doesn't have
Sorry.
to be, but yeah,
Sure.
I needed to ask you something business related. So, and she I think she walks around and takes it there's a chair in front of your desk or whatever, and she takes a seat. And she's wearing not like a pantsuit, but it's like a dress, but it's like a nice businessy kind of dress. Her hair's back in a ponytail, and you still got that bottle of whiskey in your desk?
yeah, and I reach down to the lowest drawer and pull it out and push back a bunch of files and pull out a bottle and two small tumblers and just pour two quick ones. Kind of slide one over to her.
Yeah, she sips at it, and then a moment passes, and she's just kind of sitting there looking at it, just swirling it in the glass, and she puts it down. And you remember a case about it's been 6-ish months ago. It was a bank robbery, and one of the perps died.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, well, Dennis, Dennis is the one that killed him.
I'd heard. I haven't talked to him a little bit, but
Yeah,
yeah, I'd heard.
It was kind of pushed aside for a little while, but they IA's been starting to look into the case,
Okay.
and
Fuck.
at the courthouse, I think they're gonna want to have you come in and testify.
I mean, what use am I? I mean, I didn't work the case.
No, but you worked with Dennis for a while. You can
Sure. Yeah, I guess
Give
that
a-
makes sense.
character
Witness.
Yeah, talk about any other occurrences of violence he's had. Any
He's not a violent person. I mean, shit. We worked together for 5 years. I don't know if he fired his gun once.
see, that's not the story that City Hall wants to hear.
Wait. So they want me to throw him under the bus?
They just want you to talk about your time with him, and perhaps emphasize certain things. Obviously,
Like
things that
what?
are pertinent to the case that would put someone like that away if need be.
So they pretty much want me to flip on my former partner? That's fucking bullshit.
They just want you to tell the truth.
I'm telling the truth. Dennis never shot a single shot. Well, I don't think I remember a single time that he used a service pistol the entire time we were partners. We worked together for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't worked with him in a while now, right? But
Yeah. So, all the times I've helped you out when you came to me, I think
Okay,
this
I
one
get it.
time.
what do you get out of this, Kimmy? Why are you wrangled up in all this?
Mayor's making a big stink about it, trying to. Police brutality is a huge thing right now. He's up for re-election, and he's trying to make a big stink.
Fuck. Okay. Shit. All right. I just you see, Bailey grabs their tumbler up and just pounds it. Hasn't taken a drink yet, and is waiting, just listening to Kimmy talk, and just knocks it back.
Yeah. So, are you going to? I guess. Yeah. So she I think she like leans forward and like, so are you going to help or not?
Fuck. Fine, Kimmy. I'll testify. I can't promise I'm gonna walk out there and make a big stink, but I don't know. I won't. I'll gloss over a few details. You did me right last time. You've always been good to me.
Glad to hear
Dennis
it.
has too, though. Like, this puts me in a really tough position. I want you to know that. You're asking me to help you and fuck over my former partner.
Life's basically full of tough positions, so
And you're
getting
telling
by
me-
is about figuring out how to get out of them. And she like scoots the
Sure.
chair back and we'll get in touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, then she walks out, click of her heels as she leaves. Awesome. So, you are
Sorry.
yeah, she cashed in one of her debts on you. So, since you are honoring the debt, you get to mark mortality. So on the sheet, you can
Okay.
the little checkbox next to mortality. You can check that.
Okay.
Cool.
And I only owe her one debt now
Yeah.
instead of two?
Mhm.
Fuck. Dennis is going to be pissed. I already owe him one debt too.
Oh damn! You screwed, motherfucker.
I'm not excited about this, but all right. Yeah, and I
Everything
think
sucks for Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey's life is not that great. I think Bailey watches her go, and then just like you see Bailey like take a look at the like stack of like paperwork and note cards,
Mhm.
and then takes a look at the bottle, like pours another one, like
Uh-huh.
knocks it back, and that's where I think the scene ends.
Cool. Okay, awesome. So we've we're about at the time again. So we've had a scene with everybody, and we can come back after a short break to get some more action. Lots of drama. It's awesome.
So much drama.
So much drama. Yeah. So
Games felt that-
yep. Once again, just be another 6-minute break. Go to the bathroom, get a drink, get some coffee, get a crumpet or something.
Yeah.
Get a little
we already
snack.
got one.
And we will be back. Thank you for watching, and stick around for more awesome fun in the City of Fog.